All right, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, boys and girls, people that shouldn't probably be watching the show but are. Thank you for joining us on another episode of the Geeks Forever podcast. I am the host. I was like, okay, Jay,
Don't
your thing threw me off. Now it just looks like you're sitting in the void in the middle of a fake bar.
worry. I'm still in the void.
All
Continue.
right, all right, all right. So I am your host, the one, the only, notorious, the infamous, the most chaotic panelist and podcast host in all of Texas. And joining me is the man himself, the Ayatollah of rock and roll, the next big thing. He is co-host to you, the Texas gaming hedgehog himself, Keyblade Sonic,
Hey, what's up, y'all?
and returning again because whenever we do stuff about Dallas, he always has to be on the show. Now, like he doesn't show up anymore, but when it's about Dallas, he's got to come and put his 2 cents.
All I
Chilling in the
have.
void. It's Jace, who will
Ooh.
mace you in the face.
That's me.
All right. So before we get to the good stuff, Sonic, do you have a skinny any news before we get into the meat of the matter?
The meat of the matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, it's a new month. It is April now, so con season's already coming up. Um, which, speaking of cons, we're going to talk about the main topic later. Well, the big news is that so this is about like movies and stuff. So I don't know if you heard this Looney Tunes movie they were planning to release, but then Warner Brothers wrote it off as a tax write-off. It was about the Coyote suing Acme and all that stuff. So after years of people saying releasing it, it's finally going to get released, but not by Warner Brothers. So a distributor named Ketchup Entertainment got the rights to the movie. They paid $50 million for it, and they're looking to release it next year. And I think it's kind of cool, finally to watch it. Is the movie going to be good? I don't know. But the fact that this movie was going to be a tax write-off was kind of ridiculous, to be honest with you. But has an interesting idea. So basically, Wile E. Coyote suing Acme because all of the stuff he was trying to catch the Roadrunner doesn't work. So he hires a lawyer played by Will Forte to go against Acme, and Acme has a lawyer representing the Acme Corporation, played by John Cena. So the idea of that was like, okay, that's kind of interesting. And that's pretty much, and that's pretty cool. Again, that's awesome that another company is stepping up to pretty much save the Looney Tunes, because if anything, Warner Brothers doesn't know what the hell they're doing, and they're planning to destroy one of the studio lots that where the Looney Tunes were created for some stuff in their studios, which I don't know. I think it's kind of messed up. But yeah, that's a big one. I think it's pretty cool. Again, that hopefully other movies that got shelved could ever see the light of day. And tomorrow is the big Nintendo Direct dedicated to the Nintendo Switch 2. That's happening tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock Central Time, which is pretty much Texas. So most of our viewers based in Texas, It is 8 a.m. here. So they released a couple of details. They said that the Direct itself will be about 50 minutes to an hour. And then following the Direct, they'll be doing a live stream dedicated to games that they showed off on the Direct. So basically just to demonstrate how it's going to work and all that stuff. And last week we mentioned this. We may do, I don't know if we did mention it last week. We may do a little bit of predictions about it. So I'm going to do a little challenge for not just myself, also the co-host and also any viewers out there. I just want to do a little challenge here. So I'm going to say the date, the price, what's guaranteed that's going to be what's going to be shown, what may be shown, and what's not going to be shown. So basically, yes, maybe, no. So I predict the Switch 2 will be coming out around, I'm going to say October. With a price point, I'm going to predict $399. And so what's going to be shown, what's probably going to be shown, and what's not going to be shown. And this is a little challenge. No Mario Kart, because Mario Kart's all but guaranteed. So Yes, what I think will be shown will be a 3D Mario, a new 3D Mario. Maybe I'll just throw a curve. I'll just say something Star Fox related. And what's not going to be shown is Smash Brothers, and that's pretty much what I think.
I think they're gonna just like port the old one. I don't know unless they decide to make a new one. Because are they gonna be able to bring everything back from the old one?
Which old one? What?
Like the Smash
last
Brothers,
one?
like yeah, the last one. This is
Uh,
considered the old one now.
yeah, it's pretty much the newest one. There you go.
We got to have at least 2 with other game system. So they got to. All you can do is just add more characters.
I mean, I don't want to lose characters, so yeah, add more.
Get rid of some Marios. You can lose
That's right.
those characters.
Get rid of some Fire Emblem. All right, so I shared the video in the Anime Houston page to see if anybody has any interesting information. But we do have some comments already. A big one was the Billy Mitchell won his defamation lawsuit.
That's right. He did win that lawsuit recently. So that was kind of like out of the blue. So I really don't know much context about it, but what I do know is that Billy Mitchell was given some accusations and he pretty much sued for defamation, and it seems here he won it.
And
all right, so we got some other ones. Oh, Geek Cred Trivia. He predicts that the Switch 2 will drop in November with a $450 price point.
I agree with the November part.
Yeah, you think, because people are telling me like September or like August, and I'm like, I don't know, releasing a console during the summer doesn't seem like a good idea.
I think November, and I'm thinking closer to 500. I think they're gonna go Steam Deck prices because now they saw the Steam Deck they saw the Steam Deck go on sale for that price, and people bought it.
I think 500 to 600. This is gonna be probably the most expensive game system
in a
because
while.
they don't have a handheld anymore. They've basically made the Switch is their only thing, and they're going to come out right out of the gate with a big price.
I don't know, because considering this thing is supposedly have the same power as a PS4 Pro, I don't know. Would you want to sell 10-year-old hardware for $500?
Yeah, it's a Nintendo. Their only competition for their type of game is themselves. Yeah. So they're not really competing with PlayStation or Xbox.
They're just doing their own thing.
That's not their market.
That's not true anymore. Xbox has announced.
Xbox doesn't compete with anybody because
Xbox has announced that they are coming out with a portable game console.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's supposed to come out in 2028, I think.
And it will have Windows as an operating system, which will give people access to Game Pass, Steam, Steam, and other.
Yeah. So, and then here, Fartknocker predicts that the Master Chief Collection will come to the Switch 2, and the Switch for both consoles at the same time. Don't know if the Switch 2 can handle 120 FPS. That's the thing I don't know, because there were some internal documents and memos saying that if you use a Switch 1 game on a Switch 2, it automatically upgrades to Switch 2 version. In a way, kind of like a PS5 upgrade. Like if you buy like a PS4 game and upgrades to the PS5.
It's like a Super Nintendo.
Yeah, pretty much. They would have called it a Super Nintendo Switch, but I think looking back, I'm kind of glad they didn't, because it reminded me of so much with the Wii and the Wii U. If you give it the same name, people are gonna get confused. And I'm like, you know what? Just put numbers in the end.
Xbox One.
Yeah,
Xbox
don't be
One
like
X.
Xbox, who screwed it up so bad.
Yeah.
And so regarding the Billy Mitchell lawsuit, so I've heard about him, but there were accusations of him cheating in like some of the games and all the world records he was doing. But what's kind of surprising that he won this lawsuit is because, based on what Fartknocker is saying, partially blamed for another content creator tragically losing his life, and no evidence was found. So if anything, okay, that actually makes a lot of sense for like that part of the defamation is pretty shocking to me. I thought it was about cheating and all that stuff.
All right. I don't know that much about the Billy Mitchell thing, but I guess we can go ahead.
So I
guess
right,
to disappoint, sorry, Deacon, to disappoint Deacon and the 5 people that would have watched the show if we were covering more Phenomenal Expos review. We're gonna have to save that for a later date because this kind of
exploded over the last few days.
Yeah, and we did get some information, and we actually got a statement from an anonymous poster.
Mm-hmm.
And so they did release a statement for us, exclusively for us to, I know who shared it with us, but I can't obviously share their name. So
I think I kind of already know. And the thing is, though, it's kind of like out in public a little bit.
No, it's not the same.
Oh, it's not. Oh, okay, gotcha.
No, I reached out to some people, and
oh, okay.
No, the person that made the. Are you talking about the person that made the video?
No. So basically, I don't know if we'll just keep on talking about it because like a lot has changed in terms of like admin stuff, and then like not just on social sites, also like websites and all that stuff.
Okay. Yeah, here I'm gonna, because we have a little secret group chat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I know people are like, "Damn it, I want to be in that group chat."
Yeah,
John Stamos. You know John Stamos?
Yeah. Sorry, my boss is also texting me at the same time because I had to send an email earlier and I didn't.
Oh no!
I know, right? It's like weird. I'm texting my boss during the podcast.
But you're employed. That's what really matters.
Yeah. Anyways, so we're gonna to kind of this episode of the Geeks Forever podcast is gonna be an interesting one because we are gonna be talking about Anime Houston. So what's going on with Anime Houston has nothing to do with Anime Dallas itself.
Yeah, but unfortunately they are connected.
But they are connected.
They are connected. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to find the con. Oh, there it is. The con bullshit tab.
Yes, because we have and another plug. Follow our Discord. Join us on Discord because we have a lot of
tea.
A lot of channels. It could be anything from games to movies to podcast stuff. And we actually included a new channel. I decided, hey, that'd be kind of cool. So if you're interested in books, if you're try to help each other, recommend like a book club, we have a channel dedicated to that. So if you want to join the Discord, and of course the main attraction is our fabulous tea.
Okay, so this is going to be interesting because the screen is all black.
Yeah, the screen is. So here's a little bit of context. So this is one of the, this is an unlisted, by the way. So we were, it was pretty much spread out to the point where people were sharing the links and all that stuff.
So here's the thing. I want to share something that there are things talked about in this video. Mm-hmm. We have talked about in the Discord.
Yeah.
We had heard rumors and things, and they were confirmed in this video that we will talk about. So Jace, go. I hope you got your drink because it is a 30-minute video, and we're gonna pause it every now and then.
All right. When's intermission?
In 15 minutes.
Yeah, let's do a 15-minute break, and then we'll just.
Well, we're gonna stop it every now and then to kind of like dissect it a little bit.
Commentate.
Right. Okay, here we go.
All right, I got to
member of the Texas anime community to shed light on some of the things happening in the shadows.
Yeah. If you want, do you want to add like closed captions to that? Because in case people don't, I don't know, just in case. It may not be good, but
here, let's add some. Let's add a face to this. Hold on. No, not John Cena. Let's add a not John. That's not the face I was looking for.
He's not a face.
There we go. Bender's talking.
Revolving around the anime convention, Anime Houston. I've written and rewritten this statement more times than I can count, as I'm striving to be as truthful and transparent as I can be, while also protecting myself from potential litigation or future legal struggles. It's also a difficult balance to uphold the sharing of information while still protecting those who have been affected by what's happened. In order to protect myself, I will be using terms such as alleged and potentially throughout this video. I would also like to make it clear that at this time, these messages are just pertaining to Anime Houston. For context, I have been working with the Anime Houston team since 2018 when they started their flagship event, Anime Dallas. Over the years, I've worked my way up through the ranks, from volunteer all the way to HR manager and event coordinator. For years, I've worked hard to facilitate a fun, family-friendly, and safe event for everyone involved. From staff to entertainers, vendors, and panelists, I've strived to help everyone have a great time. My reputation and my staff's reputation within the anime convention scene is seen in a very positive light, and I've been very fortunate to have received the trust and respect of many members of our community. That is why, at this time, I'm reaching out to each of you today to shed light on things that have been happening behind the scenes of this event and why, at this time, myself and most, if not all, of the high leadership, including department heads and assistant department heads, have made the heartbreaking decision to step away from this event we've worked so hard to create. When I first started working for Anime Dallas back in 2018, I started within our programming department. It wasn't glamorous, but it was a job that needed doing. Due to lack of staff and a general sense of, wow, everything is metaphorically on fire, I leaned into the philosophy of ask forgiveness, not permission. While it was stressful, it was still fun. At that time, the man in charge of HR and event coordination was a man by the name of John Bausch. He was someone brought in by the...
Does anybody know who John Bausch is?
No.
We've
Okay,
covered
so
a couple Johns, and I don't know if this is one of them.
Where did you send it?
I didn't send anything.
Oh, okay. I thought you. Okay, never mind.
No.
So if you guys can't tell, I did speak to the original, the OP, and they are. This is scripted, by the way, just so everybody's aware. That's why it just comes off as like like
it comes off. It comes out like very
professional.
Generic.
Like you're recording it, so
because
prepared.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because she did say in the beginning that this is basically she's written it over several times.
Yeah, she doesn't pull a Jesse. You know what? I came on the internet today to say fuck you. That's pretty much what I do. I want to say kiss my ass, fuck you, and yeah, fuck you.
This is going well.
Yeah, it's a great video, Jesse. I apologize for shit. All right.
Con owners and was, for all intents and purposes, my boss. For the purpose of this video, I will be referring to him as Bausch. Now, Bausch was quite the peculiar person. He never showed his face, and when on site at the event, he'd always be wearing a full-body morph suit with...
Oh, I know who she's talking about.
Oh,
I just
boy.
remembered. Oh, God, I just remembered. It's Voldemort.
That's the John I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that last name sounded familiar. It was like, I'm pretty sure this is one of the two we've covered.
Because, like, the thing is, the piece of shit started using aliases to work. Because remember, we covered an episode. Jace was here.
It was like 2 years ago.
Right. We covered, but we had to like lay low for a bit because he was suing people. And we read like all the police reports because he had gotten arrested for
in a couple of different states.
Yes, but the one that we read was for the sexual assault with the girl, where they went into detail as to what happened, and it was like I almost threw up reading it.
Yeah.
And then like there was the one, and then like that's when we found out they were doing like strip teases in panel rooms that were family friendly, and there were like kids there.
Yes.
Before people think that we're making shit up, this is all
not.
Public information.
Yeah, it's at this point it's becoming close to like common knowledge.
Yeah, it was so bad. so bad. And then there's another video somebody released where they were suing. Do you know the name of the podcast on it? Nerd and Tie, I think.
That sounds familiar.
I think so. Yeah.
I don't.
It's been a while.
Somebody posted a video in the Discord.
Yeah, it has been a while.
Let's see. All you see is Vendor on like the. I need to come up with cover photos for our shows from now on because all you see is Bender.
Bender.
He was kind of there with the voice because the whole black screen kind of messed with it. Oh, yeah, it was Nerd and Amp. Okay, Nerd and Tie.
Nerd and Tie.
The full story. This is another. Like, this is an article somebody made. Oh, no, somebody just posted it. Oh, here it is. It's an article. Nerd and Tie. Yeah, they got, which the case was dismissed.
Mm-hmm.
But they also, like, I mean, I can call names all I want. It's not defamation of character, but they were calling him other. They were saying other things about him that were opinion and not factual. Like, we go based off of what's out there available.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not going to say he skips out on his taxes unless I see something on the news about it.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of rumors. Like, homeboy used to be Richie Rich, and now he's
Poory poor.
He's me level poor. Ooh. Whoa, that's pretty poor. But that's just a rumor.
Dress attire over it and a hat. Like a fancy slender man of sorts if you need a visualizer. He wasn't rude or off-putting personality-wise, but had a tendency to be more reckless when drinking. While I personally never got too close, I always just felt that something was a bit odd about him. This was a feeling I disregarded, since, hey, we're at an anime convention. Everyone has their vices, and we're all our own brand of weird, so it just came with the territory. Over the years, Bausch slowly started handing more and more work over to me. First with a schedule, then selecting panelists, contacting entertainers, and even taking over staff and HR work. He did this while providing little to no training, but I'm a very go-getter and I loved my con family, so I was eager to learn more and help where I could, especially since these events were built around giving back to the community. After each successful event, it's a fairly standard practice to throw a little after-con party for the staff to celebrate their hard work and to thank them for making the event happen. It was at one of these events that I happened to see Bausch lift his mask in order to take a drink. Now, I will fully admit at this point I was 1 or 2 drinks in, and out of respect for the privacy he obviously wished to have, I made sure to turn my face away and not draw attention to him. People wear and do things for certain reasons, and I didn't wish to disrespect his wishes by making a scene out of seeing his face. Fast forward to Anime Dallas 2021. It was during this event that a situation arose, which led to the immediate termination of Bausch as well as his partner from their positions within our event. I wish, with every fiber of my being, to be able to share the details of this situation. However, I am not fully at liberty to speak on it, despite being there at the time. Due to the lack of documentation revolving around the incident, in order to avoid potential litigation, I'll just leave it at this. After listening to this video, I implore you to take a moment to research this person and form your own opinions. But with that, this is how the first person I fired was the person who put me in a position to do so. The person who had been my boss since the beginning. After that, I knew I had to pick up a lot of the slack, and if it meant working hundreds of extra hours, then so be it. My staff and the members of the community were worth the effort, and I proceeded to work hard to champion for those who may have struggled to do so for themselves. I made sure panelists were properly accommodated, entertainers were set up for success and received little welcome letters and schedules. I'd speak up for staffers who may have struggled to speak up for themselves. I did my best to be a point of contact and communication, to earn and build trust within the community, and to respect the values with which our events were founded on. In the summer of 2022, a digital graphic started to circulate, stating that a man named Ryan Kopf was associated with or ran a certain set of anime events and conventions. It didn't take long for me to realize that both Anime Dallas and Anime Houston were listed on this graphic, but since I had been there from the start, I didn't think much of it and dismissed it. In the fall of 2022, the graphic circulated again right before Anime Dallas. At some point, I had brought it up in the high leadership chat to the heads of the convention, and both denied that we were involved with Ryan. In the fall of 2022, I received a link to an Excel spreadsheet that had a bit more information on Ryan, the allegations against him, and what events he was known to be linked to. To say that I was not thrilled was an understatement. While it was frustrating that people assumed he worked with us, I found comfort in knowing I had the reassurance from the con heads that we weren't. Between fall of 2022 and summer of 2023, the graphic circulated once again, and myself and several of the higher level staffers would, from time to time, speak out to deny we were associated with Ryan. Now, this was something I did of my own volition, as I was now at some of the highest levels within the event and had access to all staffing documents. So, between that and the convention head's confirmation, I had no issue speaking out to defend the event that I knew we worked so hard to put on. However, before Anime Houston 2023, the graphics circulated once more, and it was at this time that I finally looked up a picture of Ryan. However, what I was met with was a vaguely familiar face, one that I had seen years beforehand, while drinking, at an after. Now, I'm not the type to jump at first glance. I knew that due to the fact that this was only one look for a few moments at a party years beforehand, while I had been partaking in a few drinks, that I could be mistaken. So, in order to do my due diligence, I sent this picture of Ryan to both of the con heads separately, via DMs, at 2 different times with a simple message asking if the man pictured was Bausch. Both convention heads denied, saying I was incorrect, and so I closed the book on that concern, chalking it up to misremembering due to drinking. Either way, even if it was him, Bausch wasn't associated with us any longer, so I decided to move forward and keep putting on these events the community had come to love and look forward to. Fast forward to 2024. The graphic doesn't circulate nearly as much, but it was a hard year overall.
Okay. I have a question.
Yeah.
Wait, who? Joshua? Anime was a mistake. Please don't bring this
degeneracy to Houston.
Do you mean anime as a whole? Anime conventions?
Yeah.
Bad news for you.
Well, does he know?
I hate to break it to you, buddy.
Hate to burst your bubble. I mean, probably is a reference to Anime Houston, but don't worry. Later on this video, it's gonna.
I mean, he could be talking about anime Matsuri. I mean, I completely agree. Keep that shit out of Houston, but it is what it is. I mean, if you could like shed a little bit more on your comments, I'm pretty sure you mean. I'm gonna assume that you mean anime as a whole, but I mean, Houston already has like bondage, swinger conventions. Like
hey, those are okay. BDSM. Anime's the problem.
Yeah,
keep that
the BDSM. Those are
don't throw Christian in kinks folk with other things.
Yeah, for real. Especially that video that's been circulating for the past week about that guy. Close the doors, by the way, Jason. Close the doors. There are 100 people watching this video, so I need $1 from everybody.
Gotta make rent.
All right. So when she says graphic, does she mean like a meme or something, or like what's going on there?
It's probably either.
Was there something circulating around the community with Copperfield's picture on it?
I think so. For what I'm reading, it has to be either a photo of like an announcement or something, or some. It looked like an official photo or something like that. Maybe it's like it's like those things where like a sports team announcing like, oh, hey, this guy's joining our team or this guy's leaving our team or something like that. You know what I mean? Like a press release kind of.
Yeah, and
Or like in a
even
visual.
for a convention, if someone is brought in for some type of either affiliate or a new partner, you have to announce that in some way or document it. So that's probably where they saw this.
Are they illegal? I think they're legally you have to like announce
And
something.
the time frame of this would fall in because she said 2021, which would
that's
be
when we discovered him.
Yeah, which was so it would have been after like the 2018 green suit version.
Yeah,
he's
and
now
then,
gone somewhere else.
Yeah, and chat in the comments. I've seen the graphics of the con he's associated with. It's been a while though. So yeah, so I think that's been spread around.
Okay,
like, all the conventions.
It's an infographic.
Mm-hmm.
It's an infographic. So that's what it was. Somebody anonymously shared it with me. I was going to say unanimously, but I meant anonymously. So the thing is, we had discovered Ryan. So this is around the time when we started doing convention reviews, and we were still covering other stuff. This is after we got rid of the 5-day-a-week show. God, never going back to that again. We had talked about Ryan, right? And Voldemort. And so for those of you that aren't aware, we're gonna refer to him as Voldemort for the rest of the show, just so we can, avoid issues.
Save ourselves. Yeah.
You could check out previous episodes where Voldemort was mentioned as well.
Yeah.
Right. And we do refer to him as Voldemort. And we so we did spend something happened to a friend of ours in Florida, and then we started digging deeper into this, and then we ran into people that were connected to this incident, and then we somehow landed the whole Voldemort case landed in front of us, and then we kind of looked into it. I actually investigated it, and there were like police reports and like videos and pictures, and it was so much out there about this guy that it was overwhelming. And we did a show about it, and this was in 2021, I believe. And then we actually learned, because this was told to us during the show, that there were rumors that he was coming to Houston to work with conventions here because he was looking to get into the market. Because in the markets where he was originally working for, he was already fucked.
It's all the Northwest area, Midwest.
Yeah, people were aware of like the stuff he was doing. He was known for.
And like it's thanks to people like the Ravens flock that we were able to dig into this and find out. I know the Ravens flock has also covered the story. Buddies of ours, Fight the Power. But yeah, we had already heard rumors that he was coming to Houston, and we didn't know which convention. Like we kind of narrowed it down, right? It was definitely not going to be Delta, because the owner of that convention is the sole owner. She won't sell it, and if she does sell it ever, it'll be when she's ready to walk away, like those old Western movies where the cowboy walks into the sunset towards Mexico kind of situation. Anime Matsuri, unless you would have to buy the entire convention from them, and they would charge you more than what it's actually worth. So I could see that one happening. If he has that kind of money. At the time, we didn't. When did Anime Houston start in Houston? Was it
2021? I think
2020.
21.
Yeah, 2021.
Yeah, because the first one was at the basically near Greens Point, near the airport, and then 2022 was in downtown. And then 2023 is they moved to the same spot Delta is at.
Okay, so I do have. Okay, here we go. It's an infographic. I can't really share because it's small. Let me see if it's kind of tiny, so I don't think it's going to work.
I forgot I was in the Discord for Anime Dallas and Anime Houston.
It happens when you're in a bunch of servers, you kind of forget.
I'm pretty sure I'm in a group. Let me look at this. Oh, they changed the name of their Discords. Why?
Because the people that ran it are fired. Oh, we're gonna get into that more, but here it is. Okay, it stretched it out, but
Anime Minneapolis. We'll cover that one. ConPyCon, we Anime Zing. Yeah, that's all familiar.
Anime Dallas is on there. Con Alt Delete. Okay, we heard of ConPyCon. We heard of Anime Midwest.
Anime
Anime
Zap,
Zap.
Anime Zing were two that we covered.
We did cover those.
Man, these are actually some good names. Con Alt Delete is a good convention name.
That's a smart, clever name.
They're ruined now. Some jerk took them.
Daisuke Con. It sounds like Dookie Con. Anime Kaiju. That's actually a good name. Shit.
Yeah, it's kind of like Club Kaiju.
Fuck.
You hate it when bad people take the good names.
Yeah.
Jerks.
I mean, this is the infographic that was circulating. So yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about it. But yeah, we had already heard rumors that he was trying to get in the Texas market, specifically the Houston market, because it at the time had a lack of anime conventions. But let's go ahead and keep watching the video.
All for the events. There were struggles with booking hotels, getting marketing going, and a whole slew of things which were decisions made above my head. I spent the year trying to get things going, asking when things were happening, trying to have posts made, but overall, a general communications breakdown really hindered the success of our Houston show for 2024. Anyone who went could very easily tell that something wasn't right. One of the biggest issues being our venue. In Houston, we've struggled every year with our venues. While each had some positives, there were overarching negatives that caused each one to not really be a fit. One would have a pretty venue, but the elevators wouldn't work. Another sprung a major leak right into our vendor hall. And the crowning jewel in 2024? When the hotel switched ownership. Overnight, without informing us. Falling asleep in one hotel chain on Thursday and waking up.
That's crazy. Can you imagine you go to sleep like a Hilton, wake up, and it's a fucking Sheraton?
That's fucking crazy. That is crazy.
Hey, look,
Like-
Motel 6.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
Up in another hotel chain on Friday was a very surreal and jarring experience for everyone involved. While this was just one of many factors, it was very obvious that our Houston event in 2024 struggled. It caused the con heads to do some major thinking on the event and its future moving forward. But more than that, in the midst of the many conversations had between Anime Houston and Anime Dallas 2024, it was unfortunately finally confirmed to me that Bausch was indeed Ryan Kopf. This revelation was heartbreaking for a multitude of different reasons, as you can imagine. I'd spent my time and effort to try and do my due diligence to not frame an innocent man, but in the process was lied to by some of the people that I trusted the most. Even more so, I had publicly defended our events from these allegations and put my staffers at ease by disseminating information which I now found to be incorrect. I pride myself in being transparent and honest, and to know that I had unknowingly lied to people I cared about was a very vexing situation. You may be wondering, why did I stay? Why did I run Anime Dallas 2024? Simple. Despite his past connections with us, I knew that myself and my staff worked too hard to let these events have their legacy tarnished by someone who is now nothing more than a blip in the rearview mirror. Bausch wasn't welcome at our events, and neither was Ryan, and now that we knew what he looked like, we would keep an eye out for the safety of the community. At the end of Anime Dallas 2024, both convention heads approached me and several of our higher staff and informed us that they had no real intentions of running Anime Houston 2025, and that the event would potentially be shut down completely due to the continuing complications that arose when attempting to run a mid-size event in Houston. On top of this, I was also informed that one of our convention heads was looking to step away and retire. All of this information was presented reasonably, and while I was sad to hear of the con head stepping down, I understood and respected his reasons given. Now, we fast forward to February of 2025. I received a message from one of our top staff. This message? He wanted me to confirm the dates and locations of Anime Houston 2025. Now, for context, at this time, I was in a high leadership chat with the 2 convention heads, the communications manager, and myself. This chat was usually used to communicate when things were happening. This included when they started looking for hotels, choosing dates, selecting guests, and planning social media, things of that sort. As far as I could see, there was not a single message in that chat since the previous event back in 2024. So I figured my staffer was mistaken. Then this staffer sent me the link to the official Anime Houston website, which indeed did have an updated location and date for 2025. This came as a shock because A, they hadn't even stated that they were looking at hotels, and B, they had gone out of their way to share that they didn't intend to hold Anime Houston 2025. With this, I immediately reached out to the con heads chat for information and confirmations, because if there was an event to run, I needed to know so I could get started working. I was met with abject silence. A very unusual happenstance, as usually someone would get back to me with information. While I awaited information, my staffer informed me that he reached out to one of our con heads to confirm the information as well via text. He was responded to with, "Hold on, let me ask my team." And then subsequently, "Yes, those are correct," 8 to 10 hours later. At no point during this time frame were any of us in the con heads chat ever reached out to. This posed the question, what team? Because as far as I knew, we were the team.
All right, let's. That is some shit.
Yeah,
right?
I was gonna say that's so like, it's pretty unprofessional if you ask me.
Well, like, yeah, that's. And look, so I actually do know the person that made the video and is talking right now, and she genuinely cares about the community, right? She does care. She cares about everyone.
Yeah.
She cares about putting on a great show.
And this video has been like pretty much blew up. Like I mean, the fact that this video almost has like 4,000 views kind of says a lot.
Yeah, because it's the community. It's confirming something that we've talked about. Like we've talked about the hardships that Anime Houston face, right?
Yeah.
Those people had approached us and talked to us, and they told us like, "Hey, like this is going on. This is what's happening with the con. These are the rumors circulating." And we talked about it in the Discord. It's like, hey, 2024 is going to be the year to watch, right? Because we lost Akon.
Akon is pretty much over.
Well, it's going to come back.
Akon's over.
Yeah, it's dead.
They're about to get sued because they haven't given any refunds for the year they canceled.
Yeah.
Right, but so
it's pretty much over for them.
Okay. So
that's information I have. Yay! I'm helping.
Well, we got more information that we can tell you after the show, Jay.
Gotcha.
I don't like Akon. Unless they go back to the Anatole. That place is awesome.
A-Fest kind of just downgraded to an expo, a one-day expo for now.
Yeah, and then there's all these other cons coming up at I don't know.
We haven't really, like, the cons that I want to come back haven't really announced dates yet, and we're already in April. But good news to a silver lining is UshiCon has announced their 2026 dates.
2026 days, and there's already cons that we were at last year that, like, you mentioned how like some of them haven't said anything about this year. There's already some that already announced. So it's like, hey, we're coming back. We're gonna open up, press and panels, like applications later in the year, like in a few weeks, something like that.
Right, but the Anime Houston thing, I remember they announced dates for this year, and I was like, wait,
8th to 10th, August 8th.
What? 10th. And I remember looking at that and telling everybody, like, that's fucking crazy because that's not what I heard. And like, my source is pretty credible. And trust me, my source is not a staff member of Anime Dallas, Anime Houston. They're just another con owner that people talk. And
has BotCon said anything yet?
Nothing as of yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say because that normally last year was in July, right?
I forgot that was a convention. I just read it as bacon. I was like,
yeah.
No, it is. Bacon
I
runs.
I forgot that I forgot there was a convention called BotCon. I'm like,
yeah, and that's
bacon said anything yet? Is that code for something?
Yes.
Yeah, it's BotCon. And so that, and it's in July and it's April now, and like it's getting close. You know.
Yeah, we gotta still submit our stuff for Delta, but it's one of those things too where we heard about it. I'm like, there's no fucking way, and like because they had issues with the hotels. Like the 1 year that Anime Houston was at that one in Greenspoint, like there was an AC, bro. Like the AC didn't work in half the rooms. I remember having to fan people during karaoke. And like it was a great con, but like it had a ton of issues.
Yeah.
And exploding hand sanitizer machines. If you know, you know. Let me see if we have anything else that I am allowed to. Okay, so let's keep watching this. I know it's already about halfway done. But as of this point, like it's fucking crazy because the writing's on the wall, right? If the team didn't know they announced dates and they announced it, at this point you've been cut. Like they've cut the staff, and they're going to replace it with a handpicked staff that are willing to work with Homeboy and stay in line and do what he wants, right? Because they're not going to. If Homeboy had a say or was in charge or anything like that, he's definitely not going to want to work with people that hate his guts and want him gone.
Oh, absolutely, they wouldn't.
At the comment, a con without issues is a figment of your imagination. It's like there's a difference between a con having issues and a con imploding on itself.
And then there's the Civil War. There's issues. There's constant like arguing, like, and there's constant fighting, like where you're just at each other's throats and
just a bunch of bickering and stuff.
You're fighting like two Theos at a barbecue for something that happened in 1988.
Yeah. Over some terreno.
Yeah. Right.
I attempted again to have questions answered to no avail. Days passed with nothing but silence and more questions piling up. I finally got to the point where I asked outright if I was fired, because if I was, I'd really like to know and to be informed as to why. After about a week, several things happened which began raising red flags in my eyes. First, I was informed by our director of Exhibit Hall that he didn't have access to the vendor and artist application form that was, and still is, up on the Anime Houston site. When he reached out to the con head he normally worked with, this head informed him that he had no idea what was going on. Next, an email was sent out from the first con head's email, reaching out to our staff, stating that our information was out of date and that everyone needed to reapply, with a link attached to a form I had no access to. I also noticed that I had no access to the panel submission form, which I was normally in charge of. As if that wasn't confusing enough, I noticed the Anime Houston Facebook page started posting advertisements trying to sell tickets. At this time, I still had admin access to the page, so in an attempt to get, well, any answers, I looked to see who was posting. What I found was that a man named George Notka was the one responsible for the posts. Upon digging a little deeper, I quickly realized that George Notka was none other than Bausch, aka Ryan Kopf. All he had done was removed his information off his Bausch Facebook page and updated the profile picture. However, despite making those changes, he forgot to update the URL, which included the name John Bausch in it. This page has since been updated to reflect the name.
I don't know why I'm laughing. I was already going to laugh at your stupid ha. Like, oh, God.
It's just the jokes just write themselves, like it's like the most.
They'll never know it's me.
It's like putting on a fake mustache. Like,
They will know it's me.
Hold on. All right, yeah, it's like doing this.
Goku, Jesse Goku,
Jesse the Goku.
Goku. Bury the Goku.
Ouch. John Bausch.
John Bausch.
How did he forget to change his URL?
You know what it is?
Idiot.
It's like if you're in a group chat, right? And you go in like anonymously as like some other person, but you forget to change your profile pic.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I am now. I am not Jesse Goku. I am Captain
Ukok.
Ukok. I'm Ukok, and it's still my like picture. Or
No, you're Lord Puerto Rico.
I'm Puerto Rico now.
That's Dork 6 always.
Dork 6 always.
I'm running a Dicks, not Dicks. Dorks. Dorks 6 always.
So remember in the future to change that stuff before you just post things.
Before you want to go anonymous.
My name is Don Incognito.
Don Incognito.
Don Incognito. Let me move my camera so I can see this stuff more.
Jesse Goku. John Vegeta.
John Vegeta. Joey Vegeta.
So to answer some questions, because I wanted to pause. Trisky's
Joey.
like, I'm not familiar with Houston. What's going on? So some stuff is going on with Anime Houston. We're watching the video. We're only about halfway into it, so we're still actually discussing it as it's going on. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we'll still get more information for you about that. That's what I was talking about last stream. Wait, what? The Perry the Platypus stuff? Oh, that was before. Never. Most anime cons are run by marks and their own product. It's hard not to mark, but they cannot be two marks for their own show. They have to be functioning. So for those of you that don't understand wrestling lingo, marks just means
pretty much like fan,
like a fanboy, simp.
Yeah.
Anime fans are the worst. Dipper Pines are worst enemies. Okay. And my name is Don Incognito. Okay, that's where you got the joke. I thought Jason was being original.
No.
Jesse
my original is me laughing.
Joey Gohan.
Joey Gohan.
Look at all your favorite Dragon Balls.
Dicks 6 always. I mean,
Dork 6 always.
Dorks. I meant to say dorks. All right, let's.
Name Jeremy Jeff in both name and URL. All of this told me several things. 1. That only one of the con heads knew what was going on. 2. That someone was intentionally going over everyone's heads to create and run this event. And 3. Ryan Kopf had somehow, someway, come back into the mix.
Oh my God, hold on. I just checked my messenger and I gotta show you all this shit.
Is it related to this?
Yes.
Okay.
This is fucking gold. And it's related. It's not off top. I'm not going to show you a picture of a dick.
That is topical. Dick 6 always.
Dark 6 always.
Dorks. Here we go. So here is the actual page.
Okay. John.
He was probably born on September 25th. By the way,
I just love that it says, football, rugby.
It's so fucking generic. Is that Biden?
It's Joe Biden.
It's Joe Biden.
Look at it. Look at it. It's
so dumb. He's
in a relationship with football and rugby.
With football, rugby.
Cargo handler. He likes to handle packages.
Yes.
Just tune in. Who is the new host? The new host is Joey Gohan.
Joey Gohan.
Joey Gohan.
It's Pickles.
And look. Here's the second one. Jeremy Guoff.
Jeremy Jeff.
Okay, say Jeff.
Okay, whatever. Jeff.
Architectural designer of Fops Company.
Architectural designer of Fapping Company, maybe, because he'd be touching himself. Football and rugby. That never war never changes. You know what else?
Football,
rugby. Football,
rugby. Football, rugby.
Just to make sure if you weren't aware, he's a fucking football fan and a rugby fan.
Yeah, he says. I like how football's capitalized, but rugby is lowercase. He's like football, rugby.
And
and
I'm a fan of football and rugby.
Did Houston just lose another anime convention?
Hey, Anime Tyler, Texas. What's up? We can't wait to see y'all in a few weeks.
Yes, sir.
See, that's a good con, they're actually a good, wholesome, family-friendly con. So, Mr. Joshua Canoli, whatever your name is, the guy that commented, if you want family-friendly, there you go. They're not degenerates. They're awesome.
Yes.
Now, we might be degenerates, so I can't speak for the rest of the crew, but I am.
That Jeremy Jeff, he's definitely a degenerate.
Yeah, he's definitely a degenerate. Let me take this hat off. It's not even set to fit me.
I know, it was like perched up top of your head.
It fit the fact that it wasn't supposed to be there.
Well, let me adjust the size. I don't have a Perry the Platypus hat, but this is the best
platypus. I can do. Perry the Platypus.
A platypus? Perry the Platypus? A platypus? Oh, yeah, hold on. A platypus podcast host? Perry the Platypus podcast host.
Gonna go making a Nathan or something.
Yeah. And Houston been lost. It been lost. It's gone. Yeah, but let's let this sink in case nobody knew. When you go into incognito mode, but you forgot your trench coat and hat at home.
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
I just love the fact that they just supposed to say football and rugby.
Football, rugby.
I'd be like, what about them?
Yeah, what about football?
Am I the only one else reading the saved tabs they have on there?
Yeah,
active building
VTuber
and
video,
student?
Something session, active building, Twitch graphics.
Is that theirs or is that the person who messaged?
That's the person. That had to be the person who messaged you.
Oh yeah, let's not mess with them. They're I love that guy. Cool. He's awesome.
They got a Google Drive though.
You made me think it was like Baltimore. So I'm like, this jackass is watching VTubers.
He probably is.
No, but it's our buddy. Actually, I know you're watching the show. Thank you so much for this shit because I'm gonna make a T-shirt that says football and rugby, and if you know, you know.
Football, rugby,
and we're gonna sell them for $16 a piece because that's how much Amazon charges. All right, let's watch the rest of the video.
Jesse the Jackrabbit. Hold on.
Myself and my staff are.
Stop. We're supposed to be serious. It's a serious moment.
We're having.
You're wearing a Dipper Pines hat right now.
I'm not, Jesse.
Both confronted the con heads about Ryan making the postings. On top of that, my staffer asked if Ryan was potentially the person who had access to the first con head's email and was namelessly calling himself the con head's assistant. These questions were met with silence. Finally, after a week or so of silence from those at the top and a whole barrage of questions hitting my DMs, inbox, and phone from staff, entertainers, and panelists that I frankly had no answers for, I finally had a call with someone who could shed some light on the situation. This call was enlightening, to say the least. During this call, I was informed that Ryan Kopf had allegedly been a silent third-party owner of Anime Houston since the very beginning, and that when he was fired by me in 2021, he was informed to sell his shares. To which he allegedly sold them to his romantic partner who has potentially just been acting as a proxy for him this entire time. While it was his partner's name on the paper, it wasn't a far reach to state that he was allegedly still pulling the strings behind the curtain. I also learned that the whole alleged reason that this was happening was because the owner, who was wanting to step down from running conventions, was attempting to sell off his shares of Anime Houston. But in order to do so, an event had to exist. So allegedly, in an attempt to facilitate the deal, he had Ryan help him set up Anime Houston 2025. Hearing all of this was like a swift kick in the teeth. If the owner had wanted to create an event to sell it...
Wait, so 2025 wasn't going to happen. It was just kind of like
it was used as I need something so I could sell it.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of shady.
Yeah, that is kind of shady, especially because, for example, some conventions, they would already have like their dates already announced for the next year's con, like usually a week or two after the convention ended.
Mm-hmm. Get some sun there, homeboy, because you're being kind of shady right now.
it, he had just done so in the most disrespectful way to his business partner and staff by going no contact, purposefully leaving us in the dark, and allowing an alleged predator to take the reins. I was hurt, but I knew that after everything that had happened, there were parties who wished to make their exit from the event. While I wanted to speak out...
So let's talk about that, the statement alleged predator, right? Why are we saying alleged and predator in the same sentence? So there are police reports of actual arrests. So once an investigation has, I don't know the full logistics, maybe I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, right? But after investigation is over, like, police reports are out in the public. And so we did look up the police reports, and he was put in handcuffs for sexual assault, right? I know YouTube hates that word. Probably going to get flagged again.
SA.
Grape.
San Antonio.
Nah, but don't.
You
Just say SA.
Yeah, don't say that, because then Deacon's going to think we're joking around about San Antonio. But no, I mean, there's actual witnesses, reports. The victims came forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
yeah, but since there's no conviction, that's
it's
why.
alleged. He's innocent till proven guilty, but he was arrested, but the charges were dropped. Now, we have to take everything 50-50, right, as a grain of salt when it comes to these kind of things, right? But there are reports, police reports of what happened. And not only that, like, okay, even if you could get past it, well, he was found innocent, right? So that's probably not the case. Okay, even if you look past that, there's videos and pictures of them strip teasing in front of minors, 13-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's enough for me to, like, hey, if you were running an adult panel with adults and you wanted to, like, strip down to your skivvies and, like, show your hot dog, that's between you, the police, the con, and the audience, right? But they're adults. These were not adults. These were children. And homeboy was getting down to his underwear. Now, there were other people doing it with him, other pieces of shit. I think it was like a girl and a guy, or a girl or two girls. I'm not sure. Who the fuck cares, right? They're teenagers in the audience. 13-year-olds. Not fucking cool, bro. Not fucking cool. Fuck. All right.
Earlier, I wanted to make sure I could do so without causing damage to those who were inadvertent victims of this hostile takeover. Because of this, all I could post was a vague warning to the community to not make a move on Anime Houston. Don't apply, don't get tickets, don't perform. I spent years separating these events from Ryan, and despite all my efforts, he so easily made his way back into the event. Though, allegedly, he never left, so I guess he just made himself known again. It was only after this vague posting on my Instagram story that I was finally reached out to by the con head. I was glad to potentially get some more answers, but in the end, I was met with a brick wall, no real answers, and a politely worded, "Please don't post negative things." Also, during this call, he minimized and dismissed the incident which led to Bausch/Ryan's termination back at Anime Dallas 2021. Despite these dismissive statements, it led me to wonder, why? If things really happened the way he alleged, then why did he want to be the one to kick Bausch out of the con himself back in 2021? I understand money can be the root of all evil, a necessity that most struggle with. When you start a business, there's no guarantee it'll succeed, and if it fails, you have to be ready to accept that consequence. This was a man I looked up to and saw like a father figure. His family felt like my own. He was somebody I always felt I could go to. In the end, he showed that he was willing to throw me and everyone he's worked with at these events under the bus to entrust his event to an alleged predator. I was told that he said that I was ungrateful for being asked to be paid, despite having an agreed upon amount per event I was to be earning. Every event on site, he'd gush about how the events couldn't happen without me. But then when I asked, he allegedly felt I should be grateful, as he would sometimes have to pay out of his own pocket. While I was appreciative of the effort, it was a predetermined amount agreed upon by all parties. I always made sure to say thank you and let him know that I appreciated him, but in the end, I guess that wasn't enough. And while yes, there were 1 or 2 times I had requested partial payment ahead of upcoming events, I also made sure not to make a fuss when I finished Anime Dallas 2024, only to be told that they couldn't pay me half of what I was owed. I remained patient, yet vigilant about getting paid, and while yes, I have since been compensated, it did also take them months post-event to do so. As of March 3rd, an email was sent out from the con owner informing the department heads that he and his business partner were no longer the owners of Anime Houston. This, I have come to find out, is not exactly the truth. However, I feel the truth on this will come out soon enough, but at this moment, it's not my truth to share. What I can share is that the second con head / partner for Anime Houston has not made any efforts to sell or step away from the event despite what the email had stated. He also acknowledges that this, in its entirety, was a hostile takeover and has even questioned the legality of how everything has happened. Since first finding out about the event being organized without his approval, he's attempted to do what he can to communicate with staff what little information he can find out. At this point, I decided I'd be stepping away from the event, but before I did, I wanted to get as much information as possible. I attempted to reach out to the email, which had been reaching out to the staffers, and asked who was in charge of that email, because I knew it was not who was stated in the email's signature. All the while, I removed my name from my email in an attempt to hide my identity. I knew that if Ryan figured out that I was still around and had an event email, that I could potentially be pushed out and fired right then. All of my questions went unanswered or deflected. Then, the alleged new owner emailed the department heads and myself. Once again, I reached out without my name in the email and asked if the new owner was associated with Ryan Kopf and asked what his role in the event would be in the future. I was met with a very abrupt response that Ryan Kopf would not be at the events and that while he had a contract personally with Ryan, he ended it in August of 2024. While he may no longer contract Ryan, this does not mean that Ryan isn't his current business partner. And while Ryan won't be at the event, the new owner never confirmed that Ryan wouldn't be associated with the event. He called me unprofessional for hiding my name and asked why I did so and about what role I played with the event. So, I gave him my valid reasoning for hiding my name as well as my history within the event. A 20-paragraph email, well written and informative, answering all of his questions. His response? To keep it professional and that I could be an asset. I felt so dehumanized in that moment. I gave him a full and complete response, was open about why I did what I did, and I was reduced down to one word: asset. Setting that aside, I responded that I'd like to know more about him and his company. I attempted to do my own research, but sadly, the website he listed was just one page with a stock image and a contact me form. I tried to find other events he had done, but I couldn't find anything other than a few karaoke nights at a bar. These were genuine questions. You want me to work for you? To respect you? You have to understand that respect and trust goes both ways. You're taking on a staff who has just gone through the most disrespectful takeover, so of course we're going to be cautious. But you asked about me, so I'll ask about you. For weeks,
Sassy.
my email remained unanswered. I had planned to give him until April to respond before following up, because I understand that there's a lot that goes into taking over a business, so I wanted to give him a respectable amount of time to respond. As of March 23rd, he has officially removed my access to my events at animetx.com email. He has also either changed the passwords or outright deleted emails that our department heads had access to, including our ops and exhibit hall email. Other things that myself and other staffers have noted is that the event is going to be held in a hotel space that is rated for a maximum occupancy of less than 1,000 people. This has to include staff, panelists, vendors, hotel staff, celebrity guests, and attendees. This is a space around 3 times smaller than our smallest space we've ever held Anime Houston in. Despite this, the ticket prices are slated to be the same price as previous larger events, and vendors are being asked to pay up to $800 for a single 10x10 booth, which is a price comparable to events that are 10 times
hold on,
the size
$800? I know conventions that are nowhere near that much that are the same size as Anime Houston. Like not even half.
That's paying for a mid-size convention. That's a pretty high number.
Is Anime Matsuri even that expensive? Like I think what are they like at 1,000?
You can probably look it up.
Yeah.
Unless you've been banned from their website, you're not allowed on there.
You can't. No, I've only been banned from their Facebook group.
Like table registration.
Yeah, let me look it up real quick. Let me see.
What do you think?
Get involved.
Sonic, what do you think? 1,100. That's what I'm thinking Matsuri's table is.
Probably around that range, either 1,100 or 1,200.
And I'm thinking that's overpriced.
All right, hold on. Their thing is not easy to maneuver through. It doesn't like. Okay, industry maybe
is it for like a table at like the deal? Oh, Anime Matsuri was 750 through 850, around 750 through
750. I just googled
holy
it.
Shit!
You got Matsuri.
So Matsuri was cheaper.
That's kind of surreal.
You spending Matsuri prices at this smaller convention now?
And the premium booths are $850. God damn! So Matsuri, you mean to tell me that this asshole is making Matsuri look like saints?
Boy,
so goddamn generous
with these prices. How could you say no? What do you think an elite booth is?
Probably close to the thousands.
No, I mean, like, what do you think getting titles at Matsuri? Not okay. We're changing subjects. I don't want to.
Maybe for like.
San Japan is probably around the same price as Matsuri. That makes sense. Matsuri's price is not outrageous though because they're a big convention. San Japan, Matsuri, those are big conventions.
So it's understandable.
So that price, right?
I don't know how accurate this is, but an 8x30 table size at San Japan in 2024 was an Artist Alley was $300.
Oh, I think Elite are like those big attraction things, like like how like companies at Comic Palooza had like inflatables.
Basically get more space to like put those kind of stuff, like signs and stuff. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm thinking. That's pretty much how it works.
Yeah. So let's wrap up the video. It's got like 4 minutes left.
Yeah. At this point, our now ex-director of Exhibit Hall, as well as our now ex-department heads and assistant department heads, have made a public statement in our vendor Discord, stepping down while calling these prices an outright scam. Just like
they fucking are a scam. Like seriously, I cannot 100%. I cannot agree even more. Like that is some bullshit. Like that is highway robbery. Okay, hold on. Oh, I got some information. Let's pay for it. Cancellation. Oh, we got something. Okay. So I don't know if it was all of them, but all of the artists I personally know that paid for Anime Houston 2025 have received a cancellation notice, but no refund. All of them have been having to contest the charges on their cards. And they sent me an image and it's not loading. Okay, so Anime Matsuri Elite is a table right by the entrance in AA that is $450 usually. And AA, what is AA? I'm not sure what AA is, but $450. So Yeah, okay, so elite means that you're next to the door, right? You're going to be like the first booth that people see, so you're more than likely to get the money first.
Right.
Where when you're in the back and people have already spent most of their money on shit they don't need. But yes, so breaking news, more anonymous information. People are not getting their fucking refunds for this convention. It's not happening at this point. At least I think it's not happening. Could it actually still happen? Maybe, right? And we'll talk about the website. Don't think we forgot. We have screenshots.
Yeah, we know. We are aware of the website.
I was clicking on all the links. I think the video's practically over. Let's just see what.
Yeah, let's just.
Hard to fight for vendor and artist rights and comfort. They try to put an emphasis on helping tables be profitable while also providing a positive experience. I've put my heart and soul into these events and been with them to help build them from the ground up. Despite the lies and deception that I was faced with, I've had some of the most amazing memories made at these events. I've met some of the coolest people and gotten to work with one of, if not...
So it's pretty much your closing. She's going to say how much she enjoyed. To kind of summarize it, how much she showed, like, take this all with a grain of salt. Everything is alleged, legal mumbo jumbo, which is actually very professional and very well written. Did I get to talk to this person? Yes, I know them personally. I did talk to them, and it's very tragic as to what was going on with Anime Houston. Unfortunately, conventions are very logistically they're very difficult to run, especially with we just did a video last week about one of the owners of we didn't really say their name, but we did release that information in our Discord, who was accused of sexual assault. San
Antonio.
San Antonio. So it's fucking crazy. I'm at a loss for words at this point, because we know about this dude, right? We know about Voldemort. And he's got a bad rep, and lots of people hate him, especially Anime Midwest. People fucking hate that convention. And for those of you that are just joining us, these are some of the aliases he goes by.
George Notka.
I feel like that's not a very creative name.
That's probably the point, to not get noticed.
Yeah.
It's like George Not Kof.
Yeah, see it exactly.
Chat GPT, give me a fake name.
Definitely, they changed the name again to definitely not Kof. This is George. Football and rugby, if you are confused. And then there's Jeremy.
Jeff, but okay.
Jeff.
Jeremy Jeff.
I'm not. Look, I hate.
I mean, Jeffrey
names that sound
Jeffrey
like they
Giraffe starts with a G.
Jeffrey.
That's how you spell
Jeffrey Giraffe.
You aren't wrong.
I forgot about Jeffrey Giraffe. I just referred to him as the Toys R Us Giraffe. Let me go ahead and stop sharing my screen, and let's bring up the website.
So this is the pretty much basically in a way the video pretty much set up a domino effect in a way where it's
coffin.
Yeah.
Oh God, thank you to once again. Make sure you join our Discord, because the Discord came in clutch with screenshots. I'm saving them all right now. I should have done this when we started, but work. Dude, so I got off work. I took my nap. And then as soon as we're done here, I'm going to take another nap and then go to the gym for my 4 hours. And then, work on my traps, because
I'm looking at the Discord now because I rip.
All right, let me remove some of the stuff on here. Better. I got to get rid of pictures because it's very limited on how many images it lets us have.
So, from what I'm looking at from the photos from the screen caps, is someone found out they were ending the convention, and whoever's in charge of the website just went ham on their website.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is hilarious.
Oh, wrong one. Okay, so these are from a phone.
Become a volunteer. This link also doesn't work anymore. Our history. Anime Houston was a convention that wanted to bring an amazing and fun convention to the Houston Metro. Anime Houston was an incredible, fun 3-day experience celebrating anime fandom, amazing voice actors, cosplayers, live entertainment, and a great hall filled with exhibitors and artists. Then the Fighter Nation attacked.
Only the Avatar,
Only the Avatar. But he
master of all 4 elements, could save us. But when the world needed him most, he got fired. No, they removed
be
his
part
email
of Anime
access.
Houston. Participate. Just kidding. None of these links work. Attend. Don't do that.
Oh, attend. Don't do that.
Don't do that. It's just like an edited wiki.
Like when you fire the IT guy, the one IT guy is like,
Yeah,
fuck you guys, watch this.
I'm going out. If you're gonna fire
This
me, I'm
place
going out with a
sucks.
bang.
Attend. Definitely don't do this. Sell dealer application, artist application, Anime Houston Code of Conduct.
Zion Fox.
Do not apply. They took down the website.
Become a volunteer. The link also doesn't work anymore. And in the lower right corner, you see canceled.
Oh, so here, let me just so everybody knows that we're telling the truth and not making shit up.
You didn't post the one
Sonic?
where it says canceled.
That's what it says. Yeah,
That's
that's
the
what it
website.
says now.
It's tiny. It says you need to be logged in as a user with who has permission to view this site. Well, I tried to log
so
in.
basically they pretty much changed a bunch of admin stuff, so they can't just so if you're wondering, Trisky, yes, this was real. When these were first dropped in our Discord, I wanted to check the website just to make sure it's real, and yes, I can confirm they were real.
You missed one of the screen caps from it, which is one of the funniest ones. It's their title screen.
Oh, no,
I
thought we
3
did
days
share.
of oops, never mind.
Oh, wait,
it's
is
the
it
first
in there?
photo. It really it's the whole.
Oh, okay. I thought I saved it. I saved it.
It's fun. It's the funniest one.
Oh, okay. I did save it. I just didn't upload it. Damn it. Okay, now I gotta delete more shit. God. Right. What can I get rid of? Let's get rid of the chunkle. Okay. Oh, okay, because it was all weird. This is
the nice one.
3 days of oops. Never mind.
Anime plus Houston equals nope. Join us August to don't join us August 8th to the 10th, 2025. We won't be there. Remember when we had tickets? Pepperidge Farm, remember?
This is the best one.
Oh God, that's a man of class. That is great.
That's when it flips off everyone as they leave the building. It's like, screw this place, I'm leaving.
Pepperidge Farms remembers.
This is some funny shit. That's hilarious. We won't be there.
Sucks, bro. I do have an actual statement so I have some information and an official statement from somebody that hasn't actually released their statement. They released it to us because I asked, because I kind of pestered them, and my stuff isn't loading. So give me a second. But I do want to. I know they're watching because they are, and I want to say thank you so much for sharing with us. And I'm just gonna refresh this. This is pissing me off. Quick distraction, Sonic, say something.
This is a big distraction.
What's worse, Anime Houston or Matsuri is one of the comments.
That's
Homeboy's running for governor. No way.
What the hell?
Governor of what
Holy
state?
Shit.
He's not even from
Does it
here. He's from
fucking
Chicago.
matter? He's not running for this. He's not running for this state.
Okay, you got to tell us what's going on.
I just pulled it up. I just looked at my messages because I was going to release the statement that I got, and
Surprise.
I just got the link. Surprise! Breaking news. Woo.
That's not a
That's-
flattering image.
That's a face only a mother could love. I'm not gonna make fun of his appearance.
I will.
No,
I
you know,
will.
fuck that.
F that dude.
I will. Shit. He is truly running for fucking governor. A brighter future for Iowa. Well, they're fucked. Oh, we can volunteer to run the website.
Oh. Send in the nerds.
A brighter. Remember when joined Ryan Cove? Remember when Ryan Cove did atrocities? Peppermint Farms remembers.
It's true. He really is running for governor.
They want you to fear.
They want you to fear. The other side tells you that illegal. Oh God damn it!
This could easily be changed into a anti-Voldemort website.
Oh, he's running. I think he's running democratically. He's not running Republican.
I'm your guy.
I'm your guy.
I photoshopped this image. I like rugby. I mean football.
I wasn't kidding about the football.
Check out my Facebook page.
Learn more about Ryan. Get in touch. I don't know. Protect our farm. Peppermint Farms would like a word with you. Really? My work
is anime.
God, who edited this shit? Oh, it's a video. That was like an overlapping.
This is a poorly
I'm not
designed
watching.
website.
Well, oh, it's running.
The engineer. Go sports.
It's not even working.
What a shocker! It's not working.
It's a screech.
Oh wait, hold on.
This is us in Japan.
Hi, camera.
My name is Ryan Koff, and I'm a nerd and the president of AnimeCon.org. I started my company to put on awesome anime conventions.
And I failed.
Okay, I'm already annoyed because this thing won't go away.
Like you highlighted it. This website sucks.
No, I didn't. Oh, there you go. Okay, there it goes.
It's a big part of why our conventions are really good.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm not sharing his bullshit propaganda.
It's bullshit propaganda.
So, Trisky, to kind of summarize, Anime Houston. Oh, there was a guy on there that kind of looked like there's some otters.
Perry the Platypus?
No, there's otters. That so like I don't know, this website is poorly designed. Ryan Koff, the engineer. I am a nerd organizing anime conventions before I was even adult. Since then I've gone on to found memorable to help you learn. What?
You know what
I have gone on to found memorable to help you learn
his
things.
grammar is not. Whoever wrote this didn't have some good grammar.
So he's running for governor. I feel like, do we have any people? Do we know anybody from Iowa?
That's Illinois, not Iowa.
Nuts?
He's running for governor in Iowa.
It says Iowa.
He's been kicked out of Illinois. That's where he's from.
I was like confused too because I'm like, isn't Chicago in Illinois? He's running in Iowa. Well, it's better than fucking Texas.
Yeah, we know. The only one that we know
don't
that's
need him
that
here.
far north is Brad, but he's not from that state. He's not from. Comp isn't from that state. What's he doing there?
Don't you have to be from the state to run?
Hot Wheels is governor here too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the music. Yeah, it just sounds
generic free music. That's only 3 chords. All right,
like, making my way downtown. Walking fast.
This guy. So okay, let me summarize this for the people that are just watching and that don't really know about. So, allegedly, this is Ryan Kopp. Not allegedly that he is Ryan Kopp. Ryan Kopp. Allegedly, Ryan Kopp has essayed some individuals. I don't know how to phrase it in a way to where I don't get kicked off YouTube, but
he went to San Antonio.
There are police reports. It wasn't San Antonio. Okay. I see.
Jeez.
Oh, you're making a joke. Oh God. Okay. I feel like an idiot. So he did a striptease. There have been multiple reports and like accusations and a lot of rumors that he is not a good person, that he is involved in a lot of sexual assault allegations. SA San Antonio, S assaults. We're just gonna say assaults, right? Well, no, because that could come off as
Just
physical
say SA.
assault.
That's it.
SA. I hate YouTube.
You're Mexican. You can say SA all you want.
SA. Nah, because that sounds like a joke. I'm not trying to make light of the situation with him, at least. Like, here's the thing. This dude, we don't want him in our fucking community. I would rather apologize to John.
Which John?
Matsuri John. I would rather go and work with Anime Matsuri again with John as my fucking boss. I would rather deal with Anime Matsuri's bullshit any day of the fucking week than have this motherfucker in our community. There are so many conventions in Texas that are actually like good conventions that are trying their best. And Anime Houston was a great convention. Was because it's not around anymore. At least not now. Right?
In its current state,
they were
gone.
It's supposed to be in August. That's 4 months. It's not happening.
It doesn't even have a website.
They don't. Yeah, they don't have a website. People are getting refunds for the booths. Like it's not happening. They're disputing the booths with their credit cards. Like, look, man, I bought a booth. And it turns out that, we were sold a bill of goods and they're canceling it. People are fighting for this could turn into a potential lawsuit for this individual that's running for governor in Iowa that loves football
and rugby.
We don't even know if he likes
rugby.
football. It just says football.
It could be soccer.
Just says football and rugby. It's so bad that he has to use aliases, right? Just so he can work in the community. I don't even use a fucking alias. Like, I go by Jesse Goku or Mexico, right? Everybody knows who the fuck I am. Sonic, well, that's Sonic's. Everybody has a stage name. My stage name is Mexico, so I go by Mexico. James, that's his name and his stage name. Everybody has a stage name, right? But this guy has not stage name, multiple aliases, right? To try to hide his actual identity. And we watched the video. The video that we watched for OP, which stands for original poster. So we're gonna call him OP for now. They said in the video she had to email them and hide her identity, and then they gave her shit for it. That's unprofessional. That's messed up. We didn't know who you were. You were asking all these questions and info. Bro, you have an alleged predator who's hiding their fucking identity from everybody, who wore a Slender mask.
A morph suit.
Was running around a morph suit Slender mask in a tuxedo, who only took it off because he's a dumb shit. First off, I'm glad you took it off because then you got caught. You were drinking, and I don't know if you were drinking. I'm pretty sure the alcohol is what got you in trouble in Anime Midwest. See, I've gotten drunk and I've done stupid shit before. I have, and I admit it. Have I gotten better? Yes. I am not the same person I was 3 years ago that I am today. I used to drink alcohol like every other weekend a few years ago. Now, I've had alcohol twice this year. Only twice, and one of them was in front of Jace. It was all
like, hey, Macho Man. Oh, I gave you it. That was it. Me and
yes, it was terrible fan fiction. But I didn't even get drunk. Like I had a few drinks.
You were
cut off.
You were sober for my comparison to what you normally are.
I know. I was pissed and the pizza. I don't want to get into that because that's a funny story and that pizza, but. Like, bro, We don't want you here in this community. The rumors were already circulating. Obviously, the infographic was the thing that was going around sharing this rumor. It wasn't just the community talking about it. No, actual owners of conventions were also discussing this. There was an anime convention owner from Oklahoma who I know that I was talking to that told me this shit.
So it's not like a surprise. It's not like we're making stuff up.
Oh shit. Oh god, all I saw was anime and I almost shit myself. Oh. Thank you for it's not happening. Now, are Anime Dallas and Anime Houston the same? No, they're not. They're actually separate now because they just mentioned in the video they sold their shares. They sold their shares of this convention. Shout out to Anime Dallas who was commenting. That's why we changed it from Anime Dallas and Houston to just Anime Houston because they're not the same anymore. They are no longer like a two package deal, right? It's just one and another. And anime, there's a lot of conventions that have the word anime in them that you would think they're all kind of like associated together. They're not. Like Anime Texas, Anime Dallas, Anime Houston, Anime Austin. Like none of them are like at two of them at one point were associated together, not anymore. And then the rest of them, they're definitely not associated together. So just so everybody's aware before y'all start throwing out accusations at other conventions that have the word anime in them. But yes, Anime Houston is not happening. It's not. People are already getting their refunds. People are fighting their credit card charges, their debit card charges. It's not going to happen. Even if by some miracle they decide to pull together a staff, right? And they decide to host an event in August, it's going to be a shit.
Yeah. It'd just be a disaster.
Show. It's going to be a shit convention. We're talking DashCon 2. Shit level. It's going to be a fucking warehouse and a ball pit. After reading that particular fan fiction, you can't get through without a shot.
Shot.
Thanks. The anonymous staffer currently controlling this account can't comment too loudly without throwing the shareholder under the bus who gave us access to this account. Okay, fair enough. Thank you for that. We won't share that. Normally, we like to share comments on our show. We're not going to share any of those. For shows like these, we try to protect our commenters. So we got you, bro. Got you, bro, sis. No, I think you're like an owl. It's a cat on a keyboard. Woo. No, wait. Cats don't who, bro?
Yeah, I was gonna say, where did the cat and me?
You know what? I didn't say I was
San Antonio.
In the world. Okay, so there are screenshots of this. Your order was canceled on XX date. Failed to process refund. Please contact event organizer. Anime Houston. It's an order ticket. I can't share the info.
Yeah, so the convention itself had canceled, and they tried to process their own refund to get their money back, and it was basically blocked.
Oh, somebody posted it. Okay, yeah, I can go ahead and share. Okay, so this is public knowledge. Okay, thank you for that. I can actually share this. This is fucking. The more we dig into this shit, it gets crazier.
Enhanced.
And it's like,
can we take this picture off of here because he just looks like an idiot. I don't like him.
Yeah, it's giving me the creeps. You know what, Mr. Voldemort, Mr. Running for Governor, Mr. Football and Rugby. You know what, asshole?
I hope all the things that he eats is bitter for the rest of his.
I hope none of your food is seasoned. I hope everything is bitter. As a matter of fact,
I hope when he puts salt on his food, the cap comes off.
That's right. Bruh, like,
I hope your credit card gets declined every time you try to use it, even if you have a lot of credit on it.
You know what? I hope you stub your toe, and when it
I hope you
heals,
lean a little bit too far back in your chair, but not fall all the way back.
So,
what?
Your full order was canceled on Wednesday, March 26th. Failed to process refund. Please contact event organizer.
Yeah, and people are disputing it. See, the Anime Texas thing at the top kind of threw me off.
It's Texas. You have anime here.
Right, but there's a convention called Anime Texas. So we've been getting a lot. Thank you. Oh, what? Hold on. There was a post made about it.
What sucks is that this isn't something that people haven't seen coming for like the last 4 years. Like this became knowledgeable like 4 years ago in 2021.
Well, we didn't have all the details.
It became
then.
like public knowledge, like, hey, this is a thing that's going on with this person. And then years later, they've essentially got in and killed a convention with their ways they're doing things. Like, this isn't someone who just abruptly popped up and destroyed a convention. This is someone who people knew about. There was warnings about it. People tried to keep them out according to the OP from the video. Like, hey, let's try to keep this person out of here. Mm-hmm. And it wound up ruining a convention because of it.
All right. Our best understanding from talking to the shareholder is that those who attempted the hostile takeover spent all of the funds taken in. That shareholder in particular is working to sell enough company assets to return what is due to everyone who was defrauded. Okay. Fuck. I do want to read this. It was posted in it was a post, and I'm not going to share what group. I'll share it in the Discord, a screenshot of it, but not on the show. I was told by a dear friend that the event was canceled. I had already purchased a booth. I see now that my order was canceled, but they failed to process a refund. I emailed the event organizer as well as disputed the charges. I am very much hoping the organizers do the right thing and issue me a refund. I can't imagine them keeping my money for a con that isn't happening anymore. This post was made March 27th at 4:34 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Under a week ago.
Yes, it was. Was it Friday?
27th, I think it was Thursday. 31st. 27th was Saturday. Nope. I don't know how to do math.
It was Saturday. Saturday.
Right.
So this all went like all of this was coming to light mostly for us. Wait, no.
That's not important. It's under a week. Let's just go under a week.
It was a Thursday. It was a Thursday. My bad. I'm looking at the wrong month. So it was a Thursday, but all this kind of like broke out Tuesday. Who sent me a friend request?
It's my other account. Face.
Not happening. Okay, so we do have some.
I let the comment from Fart Knocker. I hope you find your keys long after you've given up.
All right, so these are. All right, so like I said, this is anonymous. 2025 Anime Houston Convention shows up on Anime Houston website without John R., the director, knowing anything about it. Staff was not informed beforehand or after. We know this because we emailed and messaged both them and the director. And the director said he knew nothing about there being a con this year. And John S. said, I don't know. Let me check. And then, like a day later, confirmed it was happening. Number 2, emails start going out to staffers from John that are obviously not from John. When challenged, the person sending the claims to be John's assistant, but refused to give a name. 3, dealer and artist apps are opened up with a terrible application that the Artist Alley and Dealer Hall director knows nothing about, despite that being his department. 4, staff sign up, request emails go out, returning an email that the director, the original poster of the video that we watched, does not have access to, despite being HR. OP did not send those emails. So let's go back and talk about that for a second. Remember in the video, she did say that, oh, well, everyone has to like reapply. Did everyone like kind of like shadowly get fired and they had to reapply for their position?
And based on what she's saying, that seems to be the case. Based on the way she said
the
it.
IT guy who's in charge of the website, apparently.
We do have screenshots of the website on the Discord. Like that's where we share a little bit more information because it's yeah, I think it's already messed up. Like staff starts showing up on the Facebook groups that only the director, owner, and OP are supposed to have access to, published by George. Was it Notka? Not
Comp.
K. Comp.
Comp.
Governor candidate, running for governor candidate. Looking at George Notka's Facebook page, he is actually John Bausch. John Bausch was a paid department head that was fired for improper conduct that was later revealed to be Ryan Cove. Ryan Cove is a massively problematic individual that runs conventions, multiple sexual assaults and fraud issues. There had been a lot of talk of him having been the silent partner for Anime Houston. We have always been told to deny it. This is now confirmed by this new information that he obviously is the ones that set up the convention and the new apps and is sending the emails and posting ads.
Bless you.
So they are already saying that the new setup was shit. It was shit. It looked like shit. It was bullshit. Like it was crap. It looked like somebody like punched a tree and whatever bark fell off of it. Those were the ideas they ran with. Why Ryan involved got unanswered when a flat-out denial could have been easily put fears to bed, thus confirming his involvement. People start to speak out on social media, which people actually have been doing for years. This is something that's been going on for a long time. Actually, I'm one of the people that tried to. I've been defending Anime Houston on that. I'm like, I don't think he's there. I think, because for one, I know OP. I know OP personally. And I know for a fucking fact that OP would not allow to be a part of this convention. And if this was out of OP's power, OP would not be there. Right? And OP was there until what? When did she say they let her go? Was it March 23rd? They kicked her to the curb.
Last week.
Sonic, get some coffee. You're making me young.
Laughing. I I was yawning. No, I was basically you mentioning that. Yeah, so I think that must have happened recently. So that had to be last week.
Mm-hmm. It was yeah, because that's when the
website pretty much got taken over.
Yeah.
March 23rd.
Okay. Damn it. Okay, so it happened Sunday, and the video went out Tuesday, I believe.
This video we just watched, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that did come out last week.
So this happened real fast.
Mm-hmm.
So. All right, so John and Ryan move into damage control. John announces he sold his shares to Jonathan Borbach, JB. Oh, John Borat, I think. JB worked for Ryan until last August. Okay, so they're not the same person. JB worked for Ryan until last August when he supposedly started his own company. JB and his brother are personal friends with Voldemort. JB's company he is CEO of is an LLC that used numerous entities, Rocket Law and Lean in Company, to register in such a way that the name of the owner of the LLC is hidden from the public, making it clear that the LLC is actually owned by Voldemort, and JB is just the figurehead for it. Basically, it is a shell company. All of the staff, which is us, have severed ties with Anime Houston. Dallas has yet to be determined. There is a Okay. That part I might just leave out. This is an anonymous statement from the individual. I have worked at Anime Houston as a volunteer since year 1. I love the convention immensely, and I've donated hundreds of hours of time to it over the years. I made so many wonderful friends there, and I have a ton of great memories. It is utterly gut-wrenching that they would sell to this human trash and disrespectful and cast aside the staff like this. We've been lied to and deceived by Kof and Swayze since the beginning, and that really hurts. I am glad they had to cancel the 2025 show, as that hotel was way too small to house a convention of any quality, and it would have sucked with no staff to run it. I hope that by some miracle the sale falls through, and maybe somebody of better moral character purchases it in the future, as it was originally a thing worth existing and worth protecting. That is their official statement. Okay, so OP was never officially let go, and since they were kicked out of their email by the attempted hostile takeover, her access has been restored. Okay, well that's actually good news, and it happened. Yeah, it was March 23rd.
So if you're wondering, Zion Fox I believe is the person who did the video.
Yes, Zion Fox is the
voice in the video,
the voice of the voiceless in that video, and I'm just trying. The reason why I'm saying OP because it works better for me to not let their identity slip. So I'm just gonna say OP.
Right.
Overpowered. No, they're not overpowered. Well, unfortunately, I wish they could get rid of football and rugby over here, but jeez.
Ooh, that's an interesting comment.
To address the anonymous comment you just read, the sale has fallen through. It never happened on paper. All backroom deals with no paperwork. Like, this sounds more like a drug deal, if anything. Like, hey man, I'll give you $50 for Anime Houston.
So if you piece together all the anonymous back stuff, it sounds like there was an attempted coup. It was never official, and all it did is really just F up the entire situation of Anime Dallas and Anime Houston altogether, because that person's not running for governor. How is he going to do that while trying to run a convention? So it sounds like that whole ordeal was just a giant shit show,
possible.
And they're just trying to recover from that situation that they have no time for.
Well, there are rumors that like I said, there were rumors going around that he had a lot of money, and there were a lot of rumors that Homeboy was broke. Like Jesse broke.
People
broke.
could lie about money.
Like,
look at Musk.
My level broke. Who would lie? Who wants to
Technically,
be Jesse
Elon Musk has as much money as you do.
I don't want to get into that subject. But bro, like, he's been trying to get inside there is a guy who used to work for conventions in Houston who's a fucking predator as well. This piece of shit worked for a lot of conventions in Texas, and now he's gone. Why? Because he got caught with an underage girl, and his family had so much money. This is all allegedly. We don't know for sure, but apparently his family bought him out of the trouble by paying off the victim's
big
family.
Number.
I mean, Anime Matsuri is $4 million in debt, allegedly.
Record profits. What are you talking about?
We've been doing our digging. See, I'm not $1.4 million in debt, but I am a couple hundred.
Credit cards.
Mostly credit cards. Yeah. Mostly credit cards and Uzis. This job sucks, dude. Like my insurance alone is like $300 a check.
Yeah, insurance is another scam.
Oh, hope my bosses are watching. This is There's been we've heard the rumors. We've heard the rumors that Homeboy was coming to Texas at least, and we're not the only ones that talked about it. Geek Survivor is not the only ones that have talked about it. Other podcasters have talked about it. This is how I found out. But it was never stated that it was Anime Houston. But he's trying to buy 50% of the convention because this dude wants to be, and he treats the convention as his own playground.
So what I could see is what we didn't realize is the fact that he's running for governor in Iowa. That's a very public and time consuming issue. And from what we're seeing from potential can't fact check comments is it attempted to come in the last 3 or 4 years to do a bunch of things. Over the last month, essentially threw a grenade in a room to try to get something to work and didn't work. And now he's hiding in Iowa, allegedly, trying to group. I would not be surprised if in a year or so you see him running conventions potentially in Iowa. Some type of set to reestablish his footing in something that he apparently enjoys doing, is running conventions poorly.
Well, he's already tried to connect the fact that he does anime shit, and there's a boycott. Ryan Coe.
Right, he's basically banned from most of the northern Midwestern conventions from what we did from 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, but
that's why he was moving to the South.
But he's running for fucking governor. Is he?
You just can't do both. Well, people who vote in Iowa, I'm assuming.
Is he stupid because he's running for a political office job, right? And he's running. I guess his opposition is going to be a Republican candidate. They're gonna trash him. In politics, it's all about digging dirt and trashing your opposition.
There's no saying he's gonna win.
They're going to find his police report.
There's no saying he's gonna win. It's just that's a very public thing to do. At the same time as he's trying to allegedly buy and get into a convention in Texas, which is several states away.
We might get a letter in telling us hey, you got to take down this video, whatever, right? And I don't think it's going to happen, but is it possible? And amazing. That is the Davenport one that we talked about before as well. We did talk about Animazing.
It's in Iowa.
That's where where he did the striptease.
Allegedly.
No, that one happened.
Allegedly, there were underage people there.
I mean, there was a child in the video, but sure, why not?
They could have been a dwarf. You don't know.
Dude, he's gonna get more famous now that he's running for governor because if his shit wasn't out there before with the general population, it's gonna be now.
I think very similar to how the Houston the governor was always showing up at Matsuri every single year or something.
You mean the mayor?
Mayor, always there
the
every year, mayor. Dressed up in whatever the new popular anime was from 2 years ago.
And that was a publicity stunt. He would show up, they'd give him an outfit, put this on, and go out there, and then he'd be like, "Yeah, I love." And then he passed away
a few weeks ago.
Yep, I saw that. How did I see that and you not see it?
I've been dealing with. My day.
I only get Houston information because I know you. That's basically how that goes. Oh no, he froze.
He froze.
Voldemort got to him.
Probably
we started talking about Matsuri. That was the problem.
Probably
classic G5E.
Classic G5E stuff. So in the comments, someone said, "Why do these scumbags always have rich parents? And why do said rich parents never bother to deal with them? It's like gardening, but only to focus so much on the manure instead of the plants." That's a good analogy.
Yeah. Why do rich people get away with doing stuff? I like the comment that says voting is overrated.
And he is back.
Perry the platypus.
So apparently the owner of Matsuri is outside shaking my internet cable because I brought him up. That's always the running joke. No, I was just saying. I forgot what I was saying. I was making a valid point.
Talk about the popularity. I don't know, but the fact that going for governor could help you in getting into conventions. And I don't think he's going to win because people generally don't vote for nerds. We just
are you don't even have to be convicted for people to put you in a bad light, right? The fact true or not.
I'll be back.
Oh no, it's just me now.
Oh, we got more comments. Powered with the power of kindness.
Mm-hmm.
This is from our anonymous source. Can random people stop sending me from? Okay, I'm gonna get off. Okay, so that's enough with that. I think where did Sonic go?
He said he had to go, but you were frozen at the time. He'll be right back.
Oh yeah. It's bad to hear that we could lose another Houston convention
before the big one goes first.
Right. Do we have other anime conventions? Yes. We have Anime Texas and we have Delta Age Con. Should we need to support Delta now more than ever? Fuck, I'd rather support Anime Matsuri right now. But the sale, like we said, the sale didn't go through. It fell through. Apparently, it was a backdoor deal with they agreed on it with a handshake and an ass slap. And it didn't go through because apparently, we don't know why. But the damage is done.
Mm-hmm.
The damage is done. The Anime Houston's reputation will always be, isn't that the convention that fired all of its staff and hired a predator or sold it
that hilarious website takeover?
Yeah, Peppermint Farms remembers.
Pepper's Farms remembers.
If I ever get fired, I want to find a way to take over the website.
I mean, you can volunteer to be on the staff for the governor and run his website for him.
I need to call some people.
Yeah, no, we will be at Delta. We're at Delta every year. We run their karaoke. We run a fun karaoke, I like to think. But we have ideas for new titles that we've been experimenting, or not experimenting with, but testing the waters at other conventions. And they've actually been pretty successful. They were the karaoke. So we did Rock Band social single gathering. It was like the gathering for singles, but we had Rock Band set up. It was actually fun because we had a microphone and we have a wireless mic now that works with the game that we can use to play instead of a wired mic. So I am trying to find ways to improve how entertaining we are at the conventions. Our panels are going to take a very weird shift. We're going to do one about working out.
You should show the delts at Delta.
Yeah, the Delta. That is a good. If people understood what delts were, but that's good for like a bodybuilding convention, but like a Delta. What the hell is that? So
it's a sorority. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, exactly. So Delta this year is going to be lit. Sax at the con is celebrating his birthday. How old are you turning, bro? Like you're turning what? Like 30, 40, 35.
Everyone knows if you can play the saxophone, you stop aging at 23 and you just stay that age forever.
For those piano. If anybody, but to kind of emphasize, I host panels at Delta and my experience with them is wonderful. I'm happy to see them getting. Yeah, we always recognize them. As a matter of fact, Cafe Bean.
Get Jesse to shut up about Delta. That's the problem.
Yeah, shut up. Leave me alone. Cafe Bean, if you would like to come onto the show for a future episode to talk about panels and Delta HCon, let me know. He's turning 30. That's what it was.
Oh, he's a child.
Shut up, Jess.
He's a child.
Just
leave him alone. He's a good little boy.
Peppermint Farms remembers how old he's turning. So we will make T-shirts that say football, rugby. Should we we got to capitalize the first letter in football and just have rugby in all lowercase?
Can you get football and rugby in different locations and then have a green suit guy with a tie on underneath it?
I thought it was Slender Man. I thought
it was he said it was a morph suit.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, but it was Slender Man. She did say
you can do Slenderman. That's I don't matter.
All Slender Man is just a white morph suit with a tux over it. Yeah, hit me. Do you have an Instagram? Do you want our Discord link? Sonic, can you share the Discord link?
Share the Discord link on
the chat for the show.
Oh, you got it.
I got you. If anybody else has any more information about Anime Houston, we are willing to do a part 2. Probably not this week though, because we do have to talk about More Phenomenal Expo. I didn't go this past weekend. I had Franco, Taco, and Sefi run my panels for me because stuff happens, life happens, and unfortunately, it was one of those situations too where I couldn't do anything, and but I do have some interesting news. I might be at Furry Fiesta, Texas next week.
Furry Fiesta.
To review the convention. Because none of us are going to go. Jace won't go.
I do Dallas stuff. Don't leave me out of this.
That is in Dallas.
Yeah, Furry Fiesta's in Dallas.
Oh.
You don't do furry stuff.
I'm in the Discord anywhere I need to message. I am in the Discord anywhere I need to message specifically.
Oh, okay. Because everybody in our Discord has different YouTube names. So
aliases and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So if you
I'm not a coward.
You want to message me on Discord, Instagram, Facebook. That's fine if you have me on either one.
Just click on his name and he'll subscribe to it.
Geeks Forever. It's the situation. G5E, the voice of the voiceless. Remember when G5E used to talk good about Anime Houston?
5 years ago?
Remembers. No, we talk good about them every year. We still review them.
Okay.
We don't review Anime Dallas because a lot of people that watch the show don't usually go to the Dallas show because it's really close to
Thanksgiving
and the Renaissance Festival is expensive.
Anime Dallas was in February.
No, it's in November.
I don't know how clocks work.
The one that's in February, that's Ushi. That's an Austin Con.
I don't know. The one that you went to the 1 year.
That was in November.
All Con?
No, that was in November. That was in November. Yeah,
because Jace went with us and he stayed in our hotel room at Anime Dallas, and I tried to feed him. So he kept eating ramen the whole week. I kept buying food for everybody. He refused to eat. He's like, I'm gonna eat my ramen.
I'm gonna eat my ramen. I'm gonna eat 14 containers of ramen throughout the entire weekend.
I ordered pizza and chicken, and he just ate ramen.
You ate bird meat. You don't know what that was.
Now we used to talk great. We used to review Anime Houston. It got good reviews, and now we're talking shit about it because of what happened.
A lot has happened.
Totally not a furry. I'm not a furry either, but I'm going because somebody's got to review these conventions. Furry Fiesta was so fun. The 2 times I went to, I was expecting the craziest to happen when I was booked to DJ, and everyone was absolutely nice and friendly.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine. He went to a Furry Fiesta. And it's like, and there's footage of it, and it's like, it's like you kind of underestimate how it looks. It's pretty nice, pretty friendly, and everyone's all chill and down to earth. It's the best way to describe it is, for what I saw, was it's like Delta 8, but everyone was wearing fursuits or fur heads or.
You never see 2 furries fighting. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
those suits are expensive. They don't fight in those things.
Oh yeah, they don't.
More tea. I can't share the tea. Not yet. Or maybe never. I don't know. It just depends on who. I'm looking at different messages. So if you have any more information, let us know in the comment section. If you're watching the live show, if you're watching the
VOD,
the playback.
Yeah. Video on demand, the VOD.
If you're watching us on the YouTube replay, the after the what do you call it when the show's no longer live? The playback, right?
The VOD.
VOD.
Video
VOD?
on demand.
Video on demand.
Oh, I thought you were just making jokes.
No, that's really. I was like,
you've been doing this for like 10
well, because
years.
when you do it live, they don't call it the VOD. When I watch live shows, they say when you watch the replay.
Yeah, but that's pretty much what it's called, video on demand.
What do YouTubers tell you?
I try to stay professional because when y'all said bod, I thought of the old commercials bod.
Bod
man
as
body
in
spray.
Virginia.
I thought of the body spray they used to sell.
They still do.
Yeah.
Well, what am I 19? I don't do body spray. Sorry, at work my response so slow. My handle on Discord is the.
Do not answer.
Are you new? Because I don't feel like I haven't really seen that one on there. All right, just hit me up, message me.
Well, now I'm searching through it.
All right, guys. Is there anything else that we got to get off our chest? Because it's about time.
You were going to tell me that Akon was coming back, and I don't believe you.
I will tell you after.
Okay.
I didn't know about the lawsuit.
Mm.
We'll see. We'll see. I don't think it's gone, but I think it's on like a we're gonna say Inuyasha hiatus.
I looked at the general chat on the Discord, and someone photoshopped football rugby on there.
Football rugby.
Okay.
All right, Jace, go ahead and plug in your socials.
I'm on Instagram at the Jace Burner. I cosplay. I used to do a lot of D&D, but I cut back. I will be running D&D games at Fan Expo and DreamHack. So if you want to play D&D at a convention, I'm your guy.
He's your guy.
He's the guy. I just saw the football rugby.
I know it's this funny.
Oh God, we're gonna turn that into a shirt.
They even got the capital, no capital one.
Oh, we're turning it into a shirt. We might not sell it, but we'll give away for you.
Sonic has things.
That's right, I do.
I know. We were gonna get to him next. I was just addressing the image. All right, Sonic.
So follow me on Instagram. I am Super Saiyan Sonic. That's my Instagram. From there, you will see a link in my bio to my link tree. That is where you find all my socials. You'll find me there on Twitter. You'll find me on YouTube, where you can subscribe to my channels. I post a lot of videos. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me a bunch of stuff. I'm looking to get back into streaming on Twitch. Just follow me there so you'll be notified when I go on. I'm trying to this new schedule I have. It's starting to like get an idea like how my what I can do stream wise. And if you follow us on the Discord, maybe I will post the link to the Switch 2 Direct on the Discord in the Nintendo chat, so you get a chance to talk about it and all that stuff. And so it's gonna be just follow me everywhere. Again, Super Saiyan Sonic on Instagram.
All right, so if you're watching the video, can you do us a huge favor? For those of you watching on YouTube,
smash that motherfucking like button.
That's right. Smash that like button because the YouTube algorithm absolutely can't stand us. Because we like to stir the pot and create controversy, which we didn't actually. We were sharing with the community information that was shared with us.
Yeah, the more likes we get, the better people watch. So people always ask, "Oh, why do we ask for likes or thumbs up or anything like that we're sharing?" Is because the way YouTube works is like the more thumbs up you get, the more your videos will be like in one of the first ones to be shown whenever you're like searching for a video. It'll pop up, so it helps viewer wise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you have to create a second account, go back to the video and give it another thumbs up. It helps us in the long run. We are going to have a new schedule coming out pretty soon. We are going to move back to Mondays. We're just waiting on something to happen it has to do with my family, guys. That's the reason why we're on Tuesdays now. But we do have more content coming out. I bought a capture card. It's a Genki Pro capture card.
That looks like a CD player.
It does. From a distance, it does.
It does. It's going to play my new CDs.
These kids don't know what a CD is.
Yes, they do, because we still have Blu-rays, Blu-ray discs.
Yeah, Blu-rays, but not CDs.
Okay, well, it plays music from a Blu-ray disc that's not Blu-ray.
Just put it in the Walkman.
Put it in the Walkman.
Well, so we will start streaming video games. The first So the Switch that I currently have now doesn't have any of my old data from all my games, so it's all gone. So I'm going to play Pokemon Legends Arceus before Pokemon Legends
Z to A.
Z2 Z-A.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're calling it. So, and so yeah, I'm gonna start streaming video games. I got a multi-tap for my HDMI ports, PS5, Steam Deck, Nintendo Switch. So I will start streaming video games every now and then. We will go back to once my schedule gets a little bit more stable, we will go back to the Wednesday show with Diamond Assassin, who's the temporary co-host on. He's the intern. He's the new intern that's on the Thursday show now. It was Wednesday, but it's temporary Thursday. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We go live for now, every Tuesday. We will eventually go back to Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Our Wednesday now is now on Thursday. That doesn't happen every week. That only happens whenever we have interviews or like stuff like this. We will review More Phenomenal Expo, but that might be next year. Not next year. I'm sorry.
Next week.
We will release another one of these shows about Anime Houston if there is more information available. As of right now, I think we've already covered everything there is to cover until we get but if there's any significant changes, like they somehow decide that they're going to have the convention this year, because they might, if they I don't know if they have a contract or not, but if they do have a contract, they kind of have to have something, a wedding. I mean, Jace could renew his vows and call it Anime Houston.
I dubbed the dumpster fire.
Mr. and Mrs. Dumpster Fire.
Make sure you join our Discord for all the tea. Make sure you follow us on Instagram so you can follow my my workout routines, my journey. I am introducing new panels about working out to get traps and how to get buff. It's called a Fat Guy's Guide to Working Out. And yeah, we're introducing new panels. Oh, we're introducing a Dragon Ball Z Loteria panel.
Yeah. So if you're wondering what the Loteria is basically Mexican bingo. Yeah. But so in case you're wondering, anybody out there who doesn't know it, Loteria is pretty much it's basically bingo, but instead of like numbers, we use like pictures and basically that.
Dragon Ball Loteria?
Yeah, literally.
It's officially licensed.
Mm-hmm.
It comes with 12 cards. I had to buy a few of these. It's pretty much bingo, but you have to fill up the whole card.
Is it the fill up the whole card?
Yeah, you have to fill up the whole card.
Oh, really? Because I don't know. People play it differently.
That's
they play
not
like
bingo.
Yeah, some of them just like, hey, do one row, do four. I don't know. Just people have their own rules of it.
It doesn't say, like, even in the description, it says for the English Spanish version of bingo. It describes it as bingo because it's the best way to describe it. But like, I think you have to fill up the whole card.
That's a blackout, though. There's different bingo rules.
Yeah, there are different rules. Like, you don't have to like fully fill out the whole thing. You could just go, hey,
customize it. First, you get 4 Saiyans wins.
Yeah, exactly. First to 4, yeah. But anyway,
this is something that we're introducing. We might even buy more and give them away as prizes. Because Loteria, like bingo, you win prizes too.
Mm-hmm.
One of the thousands of anime figures behind you.
No. I said we might give away one of these that are like $16. And so, yeah, be on the lookout for that. Thanks for watching, guys. We will see y'all next week. We're not gonna have a Thursday show this week because we're gonna be at Sherwood Renaissance Festival. They are doing a tree planting for Rummy.
Oh.
One of the former members of Geeks 5 Hour. They are actually planting a tree with his ashes this Saturday at 11 p.m. at the front gate. We're meeting up at the front gate at 11 a.m. I'm sorry, I said p.m. I meant a.m. 11 a.m. Saturday at the front gate. We're going to meet up and they're going to plant a tree and then we're going to have a toast together around 3 o'clock. So we will be in the Austin area, Sherwood Forest Fair. We'll be camping. I'll be doing the Mr. Uppies thing this coming weekend. Mr. Uppies is my new brand that I created. It's pretty much where I lift people off the ground.
Uh,
That's all it is. Uppies is you get carried off the ground.
yeah.
No raccoon included. I know people keep asking me if I have a pet raccoon. No, I have a dog.
Just wear a raccoon's. Just wear like a fursuit of a raccoon, and then just do the uppies thing. Actually, you could have done that at Furry Fiesta. You could.
No. Look, there's already a lot of rumors about me going around. I don't need one. Yeah, he's a furry.
He likes to wear a lot of suits.
Yeah.
Sure wears a lot of suits.
He has an identity crisis with all these brands. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope y'all have a good night. Please don't attend Anime Houston this year if the original staff aren't the ones running it. Remember, when in doubt, chicken out? I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that.
Pinky
when
out.
in doubt, pinky out, or when in doubt, just sit this one out.
Oh, shout out to Anime Tyler, Texas. By the way, 3 weeks away, we will be there. WrestleMania is 2 weeks away.
It's 3 weeks away.
3 weeks?
Yeah, that's the same. Yeah, it's 3 weeks away, and then
I thought Anime Tyler, Texas was the weekend after.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I keep getting confused with WeebCon. I keep forgetting it's the same weekend as WeebCon.
Which you haven't sent me the information for the bar.
What?
The bar. Remember the bar that we talked about?
Yeah.
You sent. Where did you send it to me?
Yeah, I sent it to you.
Oh, okay.
But I'll resend it to you in case.
Yeah, please. All right, guys. Okay. Thanks for. We might have something going on for WrestleMania. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you follow Sonic. Make sure you follow Jace. And when I say follow, I mean on social media, not at the conventions.
You'll never find me.
Yeah.
So anyway, you guys take care. You guys stay safe. Stay well. And for those who are going to watch it, enjoy the direct tomorrow.
That's right. All right, guys. See you later.
Talk to you guys later. Till next time.